So you want to build your business on LinkedIn and send messages to cold leads. But if you rub them the wrong way, you'll lose the sale, or worse, they'll report you, and with enough reports, LinkedIn can severely restrict your account. Here are the most common cold calling mistakes that people make on LinkedIn that you should avoid and what you should do instead so you can build your business. It starts right now. Hey, I'm Brooke Miles, and I'm a social media strategist in Delaware. And no matter where you live, I'm here to help you create a social media program that's easy to run, that gets results, and that you can feel proud of. Now for LinkedIn cold calls. The first mistake is using the default invite. Have you ever gotten this message? Of course you have, we all have, and it's so impersonal. And that's what happens when someone clicks on the connect button without actually adding a personal note. How do you feel when you get this? Probably not very special. As a rule on LinkedIn, and well, actually all of life, if you want to build a relationship with someone, you need to be genuinely interested in them and make them feel special. So add a personal note to the invitation and mention something specific in their profile that you found interesting. It does take an extra couple minutes, but it's time worth spent. By the way, on an important related side note, if you are doing lots of LinkedIn searches and doing lots of profile views to find people to connect with and you have the free version of LinkedIn, LinkedIn can restrict your account if you do too much of this activity. However, there are some hacks you can use to get around these limits, and I've created a video for you that shows you how to do that. So I'll give you the link at the end. Stick till the end. Okay, back to messaging. The next mistake is going straight for the pitch. When I say pitch, I'm talking about either trying to outright sell your company's products or services or trying to sell the appointment, which is ultimately to sell your oh my gosh, I can't talk today. When I say pitch, I'm talking about outright selling your company's products or services or trying to sell the appointment, which is to ultimately sell your company's products or services. Yay, I got it right! Here's an example of something that happened to me recently. I got this from someone, let's call her Jan, because that's her real name. Here's what she sent me. Thanks for connecting with me, Brooke. Are you experiencing a slowdown in your closed sales? Let's discuss how we can help you dramatically grow your B2B company by adding highly qualified sales calls into your calendar. Dude, I just met her. Let me give you an analogy here. Let's say you're single and you find someone who's attractive. Do you wait just 30 seconds before you ask them out? Or let's say you go on a date with someone. Do you just wait for one date before you ask them to marry you? No, you have to build a foundation. You have to earn their trust. You should really only try to sell something to someone once that trust is built. By the way, my husband and I waited way more than one date before we started talking marriage. It was like 2 weeks. And on LinkedIn, here's some quick things you can do to build trust. One is to look through the person's profile and see if you can find something in common. For example, I recently connected with someone who's in Toastmasters, which is an organization I used to be very active with. So we had a conversation about that. Also, give before you ever ask to receive. Ask them, is there a particular type of customer they're looking for that maybe you can provide referrals? Or is there anyone in your network that maybe you can introduce them to? Also, interact with their posts. Like, comment, share. Now, their posts might not appear automatically in your newsfeed because of LinkedIn algorithms, but you can still get to those posts. Simply go to their profile, scroll down to activity, click on see all activity, and if you click on posts, you'll see what they posted. If you click on articles, you'll see the long form content that they've produced. No matter what, they'll appreciate the fact you're paying attention to the content they're putting out there. Another mistake is ignoring requests. So there's more to the story of Jan. You know how she sent me her sales message? I responded with this. Hi Jan, thank you for connecting. I'm happy to stay connected as long as I don't receive solicitations. Thank you for your understanding. Now normally when I tell salespeople this, they're cool with it and they're fine and they don't solicit me anymore. But not Jan. Here's just the beginning of her response back. Hi Brooke, I'd like to show you how we can help out in the growth of your business. We provide full-time only dedicated to account executives, blah, 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 blah. And that's when I remove the connection. And believe me, I am a people pleaser to a fault, so it pains me to disconnect with someone. But if I ask someone nicely to stop doing something, they still do it, I'm gonna disconnect. So long story short, if someone asks you to stop, please stop. Another mistake is ignoring anything about that person. Here's another salesperson who tried reaching out to me, and let's call her Denise, because that's her name. So we connected and she starts with this. Hi Brooke, thanks for connecting. How's your business going? Fine, and you? Now that small talk going on, I'm going to address in the next point, but here's the clincher. She says, it's going very well. What is your business? What is my business? Is it not clear? And she's the one who reached out to me. Did I want to disconnect immediately? Yes, but I'm a people pleaser, so I answered, social media marketing. You'll see details in my profile. Now, you might not be as blatant as Denise was, but before you send a generic message, check their profile because that might have some important information you need to know. Now let's get to another mistake, which is making friendly quote-unquote small talk. Maybe that small talk could be a way of appearing interested in someone, but really it's obvious that it's a long-winded way of getting to eventually a sale. Now, even after I educated Denise on the industry I'm in, even though it was in my profile, here's what she said. Do you find you're really busy? And that's when I couldn't take it anymore. Yes, I am busy. My husband and I have 6 children. We're homeschooling our youngest son. I'm running a social media agency, and I create YouTube videos for you, which, by the way, is a labor of love. But the key is I am so busy that I don't have time for this back and forth. So I tried to be polite when answering her. You let me know if you think I was polite or rude. I hope I was polite. Hi, Denise. I'm really not good at back and forth small talk. I'm sorry. If there's a particular message you'd like to share with me, please feel free to do so. Please also understand that I'm happy to stay connected as long as I'm not being solicited. Thank you for your understanding. Did Denise respond? Yes. And here's the next mistake. Not soliciting, but. I get these types of messages a lot, and you probably do too. Here's what Denise said. I'm not soliciting, but will ask if you have fitness goals that you have trouble attaining. I'm a professional weight loss and fitness coach, blah, 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 blah. She's basically saying, I'm not soliciting, but let me tell you what I can sell you. Oh my gosh, that is so soliciting. You also want to lay off on asking them to follow you on social. Instead of asking them to take the time to follow you on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, you can take the time to follow them. Again, give before you ask to receive. And sometimes just give to give. Now that you know your LinkedIn messaging etiquette, your next step is to understand LinkedIn's search limits and how to get around them. Watch this video in the top right corner so you can learn some cool hacks so you can connect with lots and lots of new people so you can grow those relationships and build your business. Thanks, and see you in the next video.